You danced and you instigated and you stirred the pot with more than just one person.
Yes, that's what I do. Yes. You know, I'm not trying to deny that. I'm trying to sit here and be open and honest with you. You know, and for you to just pretty much scoff at that and say, well, thanks for the information, but fuck you. You know? Like, you know, like, seriously. Seriously? Seriously. Like,
your openness and honesty, like I said, I appreciate it at this moment.
I did
but
to you
for
the whole
past
fucking time. There was one time. Like, that's the thing is, you're holding one time against me instead of from the moment I've gotten into this house that I've tried to be open and honest with you. Like, this is obviously personal, Dustin. Like, do not try to spin it. Do not sit here and try to, like, you know, bullshit me. This is obviously personal. I've been open and honest with you from the moment I got in here. You know?
But that's the thing, is I don't believe you. And that's because of our past. And that's the only thing.
Yes, personal.
That's the only thing personal about it.
Personal.
But your behavior in this house, aside from my personal experience with you outside of this house, as I have said, I am not taking into consideration,
Eric,
has been
please go
dishonest,
to the diary.
manipulative, pot stirring, and not something that I want in this house.
It draws attention away from you, for damn sure.
Joe, I don't draw attention to myself. But you don't see that because you don't see that I don't draw attention to myself.
No, I see that there's not necessarily attention drawn to you, but at the same time, it's nice to have somebody here that's going to draw the attention away from everybody else, you know? Like, it's obviously personal, you know, it's that simple, like it is. You say you don't trust me even though I've done everything other than one thing to try to, you know, make you trust me here.
Joe, the way that you handled Carol's situation was dishonest. And the way that you handled me last night and this Jen situation was dishonest. So, as seeing you in a new light and as a new person in this house, and your behaviors and actions have led me to believe that you are an untrustworthy person.
Did you, like, rehearse this or something? Because you sound like you're fucking reading cue cards.
I know, isn't it great?
No, it's not. It makes you look stupid.
Joe,
you're not speaking from the heart.
No, you're proving
you're
to
not
me
speaking from the heart, and I did. And how rude and disrespectful for you to sit here and give me some rehearsed speech. How rude of you to even come over to this hammock with me and let me open up to you, and, you know, just for your own benefit. You were selfish, you know, like that's ridiculously selfish for you to do. Why did you come over here when you already knew you weren't going to vote for me?
Because you asked me to. Just as you will ask everybody in this house for your vote, you asked me now. Joe, the person that you are in this house, and the way that you've played this game so far, I don't like it. And I believe that underneath there is that person that I met 2 years ago.
But and then you're not even going to give me the chance to have that person come out. You're not. This is the first.
I gave you that chance. Fuck you, 16 Dustin. Days ago.
Fuck you. No, you didn't give me a chance 16 days ago. My world is rocked because here comes Dustin down the stairs. And to my thing that I did, and to my thing that I did all this work for, that you piggybacked on, you know, and suddenly you're here.
Side of this house.
Yes, that it does. And that's why if you weren't here, I'd be set up to win. That's why if you weren't here, I would be winning. I wouldn't even be in this position.
But Joe, people saw through your game, and people saw through your mess
without
say people. My help.
Don't say people.
Because
don't
Joe,
say people.
It wasn't just me who mentioned you to Jen. Because I didn't even mention you to Jen. Jen mentioned you to me.
Yes, I already know this. And you did to Amber. Because Jen already from before she even had her nominations had me in her sights. Because of the Nick situation. Don't try to turn a situation that has nothing to do with you, yet again about you. It doesn't all have to do with you.
Right, Joe, like I'm saying, it's not about me. You put yourself up on the block with your own actions and your own behaviors.
Yes, and I was asking you to save me based on my behaviors in this house towards you. And all
But
you've
your
done,
behaviors
all
in
you've
this
done,
house towards me have not
no,
been...
all you've done is pulled in personal stuff. You've said only one thing that I've said that was kind of shady that I did. There's nothing else. And equally as shady, Dustin, was you lying to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Is like, you
But
somehow
Joe,
think... No, please
but
let
Joe,
me finish.
One
you
reaction
think,
is to your action. So you set me up to lie to you.
No.
Like, you set
lied
a trap to me.
No, you lied to me. You had the choice to go, yeah, she told me that. And I would have said right then, I would have said, yeah, I was planning on telling you, but I was waiting for the right moment.
1, 2, 3, 4 days had passed, and you had the moment.
Yeah.
And I waited, and that moment didn't come. And so...
So, pot calling the kettle black, you set a trap for me.
I didn't set a trap for
you.
you.
You know what I mean? No, you did the same fucking thing. It's like you sit here on your fucking high horse thinking that you always turn your lies into somehow me being a manipulative person. You did that with everything. You're like, oh, well, if you knew, you're worse than I am. And it's not. You're the one who's lying. I'm not the one who deserves to get yelled at or deserves to be reprimanded or deserves to be looked down upon because I simply happened to find out the truth from your loose friends that didn't really like you. And we're looking for excuses, to run. And, like with Katie is the mole thing, like, oh my gosh.
You're bringing personal things into this situation right now.
Because I'm trying to show you that your basis for not voting for me is all based in personal.
Then why don't you talk strategy and why don't you talk your game in this house and why I should vote for you and don't bring up personal things.
You're not changing your vote, are you?
Well, Joe, but you can't even argue anything strategy.
Yes, I could completely.
Then why don't you try? Because all that you've done here on this hammock.
Tell me that I have a realistic opportunity to change your vote and I will bother. Otherwise, there's no point. There's no point. Because I'm just going to talk personal things to you because I'm not ever going to talk to you when we get out of the house because you're not ever going to talk to me. You're going to go back to exactly the same way you were. Nothing's going to have changed. And I'm just trying to air all the dirty laundry so that I can get my peace before I leave. Since we won't talk outside of the house. Is there any realistic way I can change your vote?
No.
There you go then. So all of your stuff is based in personal. And all that personal shit that happened...
everything that you have said to me is personal. So you haven't even given me... You have given me nothing.
Because there is no point to, because you're not going to change your vote.
Again, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you have any sort of strategy or any sort of game in this house that you can tell me as to why I should have your vote.
Why should I bother? All I'm finishing
Again, Joe.
Why should I bother?
Because
why should I bother?
I don't believe that you even have it in you.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to change. I'm not trying to change your opinion of me here.
Again, if you could.
Yes. If I could.
Which you claim you can.
That would serve
why
me no
wouldn't
purpose.
you?
Because it serves me no purpose if I'm not going to change your vote.
It'll be practice for the other 4.
Huh? No, my strategy with the other 4 is completely different than my strategy with you. I was appealing to you only on the personal level. I didn't...
When I told you that in this house, in this game, I'm not taking it personal. I'm taking it strategy.
Then you would be keeping me so that,
But Joe, in this house, I don't like you as a person. So why would I vote to keep you?
Wait. Like me as a person? Doesn't that sound personal, not so much strategy? I don't like you either, but strategy-wise, we could use one another very well. That simple. That's why that 6 was so difficult, because we all hated each other, but if we could have trusted each other in the game, we could have made it. Kara wouldn't be where she was, and, me and Dick wouldn't be in the position we're in, and next week, if Dick stays, him and Dick and Danielle are back on the block. That simple. The 6 are getting broken up. I don't like you. You're not somebody who, something Amber said to me really stuck, is hilarious, because it was something that several of your old friends happened to say too, and then later totally eat their words about. And, as you stay in this game, just make sure you don't screw Amber over, and strategy-wise, it is smarter to keep me here than to not have me. It's that simple.
But you won't even prove yourself to that point.
Because there's no point. You have told me clear as day, you have been honest with me, which I do appreciate, that there's no way I can change your vote. There's no way I can change your vote, right? Correct? Yes. So what's the point? I'm trying to air out the last of the things that I've wanted to tell you for the last year, and that's it. Since even if I stay, we're obviously not going to be allies. Even if I stay, you know, who knows what I'm going to do when I get HOH.